Hello, everybody. Hey, what is up? Long time no talk. Look, it's been a while, mainly because, well, I haven't had the time to do streams, but today I do have the time to do a stream, and I am glad that I am doing it with a very good friend of mine who I am glad that he has forgave me for everything that I've done wrong, Mr. Kevin Abreu. Kevin, how you been today?
Good, how you doing?
Pretty good. Thank you for asking. And as a matter of fact, like, so yeah, title, pretty much it's not that hard to tell what we're discussing about. It's the New York Yankees. He's our team. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about someone who has been missing from the Yankee lineup. In case you guys haven't been following along, all the Yankee fans, all the baseball fans, but we are missing Mr. Mark Teixeira.
That right wrist again.
Yeah. Now, Teixeira, luckily, rumor has it this isn't going to be an end a season. So
From
nothing.
what I've heard, it's only inflammation.
Yeah. So that's the good news. The bad news is we don't know how long he's going to be out for. Now on at bat, I have him as active, but I'm going to go to the score real quick, and I'm also going to check that out.
Joe Girardi had mentioned that he may be out from 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how fast Teixeira can rehabilitate that wrist. That determines how fast he can get back into the lineup.
Yeah, what he said on the score, he's listed as day to day. So, right now, the way it's looking, and we really have nothing to worry about. I mean, worst comes to worst, we're gonna have Kelly Johnson filling in at first base from now until whenever Teixeira gets back. Kevin, what is your opinion on this? What do you think about Teixeira being gone for so long?
I mean, it's kind of a hit and loss because Teixeira is our best power hitter right now. With the absence of Carlos Beltran, who should be back in about a week. He took some BP practice yesterday, was hitting some balls into the stands. With the absence of Beltran and the slowing down of Ellsbury, Teixeira right now is our best power hitter in terms of getting home runs. Jeter is our best RBI guy right now, in my opinion. I don't know what you're feeling about it, but those are my thoughts.
Well, right now to touch on that RBI situation, honestly, yeah, I'm thinking of one guy right now who honestly might actually top Jeter in the RBI situation, and it's actually a rookie we got on the team who's been batting around the number 5 and number 6 spot, really made a big impact for us. That is Mr. Yav. Hope I pronounced this right.
Yangervis Solarte.
Yeah, there it is. Yangervis Solarte. Solarte, the guy's been beast. I mean, you listen to his numbers: 294, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs, 22 runs. He hasn't gotten the chance to steal a base, but we haven't seen him steal a base. But there's one guy that I could probably compare Solarte to, and I really hope he doesn't have as much injury as this man. But the guy I'm thinking about is Bryce Harper. Now, I know what everybody's thinking. We're talking Bryce Harper, one of the best in the National League. One of the best young up-and-coming rookies. But, I mean, Solarte has become a beast for us. I mean, he's hitting 5. He's taken over the spots where pretty much we've been missing with Beltran and Rodriguez and Alex Rodriguez is in the absence of Robinson Cano. Since he went to Seattle. So Solarte, in my opinion, I think has made up for the work that Teixeira is missing right now. Kevin, your thoughts on Solarte?
Solarte to me is one of the best up and second base, third base. Really says a lot about this kid, and I think if he has a couple more years in the major leagues, a lot of big things can happen for him.
We talk about Yankee rookies. Let's actually talk about a man who really isn't necessarily a Yankee rookie, but well, he is a rookie in the major leagues in the American baseball, but
But he is a major star in Japan. And that man we would be talking about is
Masahiro Tanaka.
Tanaka is absolutely dominant. First 8 games in the major leagues, he's 7-1 or 8-1 now. 88 strikeouts, 22 walks, 2 batters hit. This guy is dominant.
No doubt. Looking at his stats, I mean, I'm looking at his last 10 games. I mean, you look at the opponents he's faced. I mean, Baltimore, the Cubs. Baltimore, his first start, he didn't get the win. Oh well. Then he faced the Cubs, came back, 8 strong innings, and you realize that those first 2 innings that he pitched, 20 strikeouts combined.
But you do realize that first game where he didn't get the win was only a spring training game,
right? Yeah, I think so. The 9th, right?
Yeah.
April 9th?
Right.
I thought that was my bad. I thought that was, No, wait, I think that actually was.
That was an official game, sorry.
It's alright. It's alright. Oh, wait, and he also faced Toronto before then, I think.
Right.
So, he beat Toronto, he beat Baltimore, he beat Chicago. Now, I believe he got 10 strikeouts in the Toronto game. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The first Toronto game, 10 strikeouts.
Okay, so right there, those first 3 starts, we're talking 30 strikeouts. Out in 6 innings, 7 innings, and then 8 innings. And those are 3 teams that are really good. Now, give or take Chicago, the Cubs aren't the best, but hey, the Cubs are the Cubs. I mean, we're talking Rizzo, and a bunch of others. And then he goes out and he strikes out 7 Boston Red Sox batters. There's in Boston. Then he comes in against Los Angeles and faces one of the, in my opinion, one of the best power teams in the American League right now in the Los Angeles Angels. Strikes out 11 batters. Then he mows down Tampa Bay, Milwaukee, and the Mets. Then he faces the Cubs and loses. Now, give or take, in my opinion, with that Cubs loss. Hold on 1 second. Yo. Yeah! Real quick, Kevin, if you want to talk about Tanaka, I gotta feed my animals real quick. Someone.
Okay. How long are you gonna be gone?
About 5 minutes. You can talk about like whatever you want. If you want to talk about like WWE. Here, guys, this is now officially Kevin's open mic. Kevin, you can talk about anything you want, man. It's your call.
Alright. I'm gonna stick with the baseball here.
You want to talk about a different
And let's look at this. Joe Girardi, in my opinion, does not know how to pick his relief pitchers. Last night, when they had the chance to win the game, Girardi brings in David Robertson, and he could have used Betances. He chose, in my opinion, that's what cost them to win the game. I think Betances should be the #1 closer in the MLB right now, due to the fact that this kid is just dominant and shows his power by getting the strikeout. And it's just apparent that a lot of big things are going to happen this young kid. So I'll wait for JT to come back. But yeah. So feel free to comment on that while I'm waiting for JT to get back. He should be back in a few minutes. It's just, and with the All-Star game coming up, we gotta make sure that we stay on task. The Yankees are in second place, Blue Jays in first place. We are 3.5 games out of first place. That's definitely not unreachable considering we have accomplished a lot more in past years than that. Yeah. Still waiting for JT. Like I said, comment on what I just mentioned. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Girardi makes good decisions picking his relief pitchers? Do you think he doesn't? You know, what's your opinion?
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that, Kev.
That's alright. I kept them busy.
Okay, what were you talking about, Lita?
No, I was actually talking about how Girardi does not know, in my opinion, how to pick his relief pitchers.
That I agree with 100%, but I'm not gonna say this as an insult to Girardi, but I don't think it's necessarily Girardi's fault that the Yankees don't have a closer, because right now you look at the off season. Hello. Sorry for any excess meowing, guys. This is my new cat. But I'm not gonna put the blame on Mr. Girardi. I'm gonna put the I'm gonna put the blame on Brian Cashman.
Why are you gonna put it on Cashman?
Because one, Cashman is the one that makes the off-season moves, correct?
Not really. Larry Rothschild is in charge of that, but okay.
Okay, then Rothschild or Cashman. I'm pretty much putting the blame on those guys because pretty much they're the ones who sign people in the off-season. And you look who was available to sign in the off-season. We had Brian Wilson, give or take. Icky would have had to shave the beard, but we could have lived with that.
You had Robinson Cano.
Robinson could obviously Cano, but obviously we knew Cano wasn't probably going to take a guard deal. But you look who was in the offseason for closers. I mean, there was a whole free agent pool. We could have kept Robertson. Again, this is all due respect to Robertson. We could have kept Robertson in the in the setup role where he's more comfortable with, and then and then sign someone who pretty much which would have been, suitable, more or less make a trade for someone. Like, we could have gone to Cincinnati, gone with a Aroldis Chapman, picked up gave them maybe a draft pick or something. Could have done something like that. But
I mean, again, Rothschild needs to take these guys one by one, especially the new kids, teach them tricks of the trade, have them talk to some of the people that made this game today what it is, have the rookies talk to people like Yogi Berra and Dave Winfield and Gus Gossage and all them guys that made the game like it is today, and have them give them some input on how to improve themselves better, make themselves a better player all the way around.
Now, talking about relief pitching, you and me touched upon this before we went live, even, and about the what's it called? About the closer role. And we're both in agreement that we both believe that someone who has been extremely impressive, throws a very hard fastball. We're talking, I think I saw,
96 miles an hour.
actually, I think I saw it hit a high of 99 one time.
Okay.
And just a nasty breaking ball. So a two-pitch pitcher can throw a changeup in there. Does it remind you of anyone? Sounds like Mariano Rivera, only a three-pitch pitcher. Had a
Sounds like the guy you're talking about is Betances.
Exactly. Now I'm not trying to compare Betances to Rivera, but I'm saying Rivera, he only had a fastball, a two-seamer, and a
Curve.
no, and a cutter. Now Betances, he only has a curveball, a fastball, and he rarely throws his changeup. So he's pretty much like Mariano. He'll only throw like two pitches. Fastball.
But now he's getting taught how to throw a stick curve.
Yeah, that too. So, and the fact that you have a guy who can throw two curveballs, but you have Robertson, who's worried about learning new stuff, like a slider he's developing. Like, right now, this is Robertson's pitches. Fastball, cutter, changeup, curveball, and he's trying to develop a slider. Now,
any word on Sabathia?
Sabathia isn't going to be back until June. Actually, I haven't heard anything about Sabathia, to be 100% honest.
The only thing I heard was that he received cortisone shots in his knee to relieve some of the pressure from the fluid. 2 weeks later from that point...
Yeah. One second. You keep talking.
2 weeks later from that point, went into the ER in the local Tampa area where the Yankees have their training camp, received another set of cortisone shots to drain some of the fluid that was in Sabathia's knee. Sabathia was put on crutches and now is taking your standard ground balls, your standard pop-ups to see how he can put weight on that knee, see if he can extend himself to hopefully come back before the season's over. It's still nice and early, but he can develop over time. Michael Pineda, I'll wait for JT to get back because I know.
I'm right here, actually.
Okay.
If you don't.
Any word on Michael Pineda, JT?
Pineda had another setback. Heck, real quick, if you don't mind me touching on Mr. Sabathia real quick.
Go ahead.
Oh shit. Hang on, I gotta read this after, so. Sabathia, I just want Sabathia healthy. I really hope he comes back before the All-Star game. That's all I gotta say. But I just saw this. Pineda back shut down indefinitely. Analysis, a recent MRI. Yeah. Pineda has suffered a setback in his upper back and will be shut down indefinitely. Brian Hunt. A recent MRI relieved inflammation in Pineda's upper back, which will spur the break in his rehab. He recently progressed at 2 innings at extended spring training, a stat that he'll likely repeat once he's cleared to pitch again. So, definitely some bad news for the Yankees.
I don't think so, and I'm gonna bring up a controversial topic here. Because of the fact that Pineda was caught cheating with pine tar or whatever that substance was on the neck of Pineda, I want to see what he can actually do without the assistance of some sort of substance, and see if he actually can throw that ball like he does with the substance. I might have screwed up some words there, but basically, I want to see what the difference is if he has it and if he doesn't, and see if he has that raw talent that's deep down inside of him and he knows it is. But yeah, I want to see proof first before he gets put back on the mound.
Well, to be 100% honest, I mean, you gotta admit, the game against Chicago, the first game against Boston where he had something on his hand, that was confirmed, by the way, that was dirt.
That was dirt.
Now,
Yes.
the pint. Now, let's think about it like this. Having dirt on your hand, is that necessarily a bad thing? Because, I mean, think about it like this. A ball is going to hit the ground no matter what.
Right, so it's basically the same thing.
Exactly, and he did it in the second inning. Now, my question about this is about the pine tar on the neck in Boston. John Farrell, I'm gonna call John Farrell out on this. John Farrell didn't do shit about when there was dirt on his hand at Yankee Stadium. Why the hell does he do something about it when he has something on his neck? How do we know it was gonna be just for? How do we know it was gonna be? You know, it was gonna go all the way until he ended relief. How do we know, like, it was gonna be this or that? I mean, come on. At least I'm not.
Again, here's a question for you: if the ball is constantly hitting the dirt and rolling on the ground, what's the difference from using pine tar? I know pine tar is sticky, dirt is dry or wet, but what is the difference between using dirt and using pine tar, considering that the ball is on the ground for maybe 65% of the game?
Exactly my point. That's actually what I've been trying to prove, because you think about it. I mean, you look at someone like Pineda. Pineda, he obviously, the guy has a slider, a curveball, and a changeup. 3 pitches that almost guarantee 90% of the time during the game, if thrown correctly, will hit the ground and bounce off the ground. So it's going to be virtually impossible for the ball to hit the ground and not have something on it or have like a scuffle. So pretty much his 4-seam fastball, which hits 97, is now going to be a 2-seam, is now going to be like a 2-seam fastball, have movement on it, or it could be like a cutter, and it's still hitting at 97 miles an hour. I mean, same thing when it's hitting off the bat. You're going to have scuffle arcs, or when you're hitting it against the ground ball or the wet grass or whatever. It's going to have marks. What is the big deal? Well, if he uses pine tar, how do we not know that he's just trying to get, like, I'm not going to say that this was a bad thing on Pineda's part, because I'm going to look at it as a positive, because how do we not know? Well, the way I was looking at Pineda pitch that night against Boston, he pretty much, that whole inning until he got ejected, all of his pitches didn't hit the ground. So maybe what he was trying to do, even in the first inning, no pitches hit the ground. Maybe he was trying to get an early feel for when the pitch did break and it did hit the ground and did get the scuffle marks. So, again, the question is, what is the big deal?
Another thing I want to bring up with the Yankees, especially because Girardi likes to throw this around like it's absolutely nothing, and he pops it out like candy, is this instant replay thing in the baseball. In my opinion, I think this prolongs the game, at least by 10, 20 minutes, depending on how many there are, and that
Yeah,
Not sitting there watching a computer to make sure the ball goes in the right direction.
yeah, exactly. 100% on the dot. I mean, you look at what baseball used to be. Now, yes, there have been some bullshit calls, and yes, you should overturn like some. In my opinion, do I think video replay is stupid? Yes, but in a way, I think it's also smart because let's think about it. A guy's out by 20 feet, and the umpire calls him safe. If I mean, you gotta look at that at least. But I mean, some of the stupid shit when they're really, really out, do they
Yeah.
do they really need to go to an instant replay? And I mean, why? And you bring up instant replay. Hey, why do they bring up? Hey, raging on baseball real quick. You bring up instant replay. Hey, hey, and they took off the fact that you can't truck the catcher anymore. That would be perfect for instant replay. Hey, to take a look at.
Hi, Kevin.
Oh,
Hello.
Hi, Kevin. JT's got to come eat.
actually, Kevin, you want to do another open segment? I'll keep the stream going. You can do an open segment if you want.
How long are you gonna be?
Shouldn't be long.
I gotta go do homework.
Here, you
I'll
want?
tell you what. Let me go do my homework and I'll be back like in a half hour.
Okay, here, guys. Me and Kevin are gonna kill this stream. We'll do. You want to do a pregame?
Yeah.
All right, say 6:30.
Sure.
All right, guys, come back to my channel again at 6:30 for more on this stuff. We'll be picking up again, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Alright.
All right, so 6:30. I'll call you around 6:29. You want to say?
Yeah, but if I don't pick up, I might be in the shower.
Okay, no problem, man. No problem. So 6:30, 7 o'clock. Expect a pre-show before pre-game with me and Kevin. We'll both be watching the Yankee game until I'll be watching it until 8 o'clock. Then I gotta turn on Raw. So
Alright.
yeah.
I'll keep you updated with text.
All right. I'll keep you updated with any other Yankee injuries and stuff. All right.
Yep.
So we'll see you all in about half hour or so.
Alright, see ya.
See you guys.
Are we off?
Yeah, we're off. All right.
Where's your dad at?